They used to always ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I said, yo, be now, be ill, be down, be real, a fashion dribble, call hard, Timberlands, contest, ops clock, I start gimmickless, average spitter. The response, my competition get them on next. Blast like when the phone to twist is lit, mad hitter, progress, the God magnificent, patterns differ, context, my compositions hit, fathom quicker, conquest, a conscious lyricist, atom splitter, complex, it's quantum physics is, since they put a melody on a cleverly form, my celebrity, so legacy and jeopardy long. This time blows and binary codes, no matrix, light speed, sound could be froze, no spaceship, walk a paradox. I made them all believers, shift the paradigm, even time all the features. On the mic is either 2-3 or not 2-3. In life is either 2-3 or not 2. I'm in the phone, this what's about. It could be ill. I'll be flooded with ice. Be ready, be real, I'm in it so speed, fall, pop and beat and roll. With your finish touch. Now be ill, be damn, be real. My abilities to create mass pollution, headaches, heartaches, and mass confusion. I give out for free, 5 at a time, 1 for 2 and 2 for 3. Confucius.
Saying, act like I'm a professional. That's all I'm saying. Talking about, do I want to?
You're right, bro.
He said, thank you, man. Jeez. What's good, y'all? We are back once again. Pause or Pause podcast. Yours truly here, DJ Knots. We are tapping in to bring you guys something different, something special, something's going to stick to your ribs. See what I did there? Because that's a prodigy.
I see what you did.
We are here. I'm here alongside my partner in crime, the one and only.
It's Will, y'all. Will of Thrill, professional shit talk extraordinaire, love of the people, the culture, and everything about it. Yep.
How you feeling?
Magnificent. Thank you for asking.
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
How are you?
I'm
got
building. Yeah, I'm building. That's the best way to. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Like I said, man, we are here. Have an important conversation. We have a super special guest in the building. I'm glad you were able to make it. Number one, thank you for that. Number one, with our scheduling issues, but this brother, this king, he is a artist. He's an author. He's a true leader in the community at a time when people say we don't have enough leaders in the community. So y'all join us and welcome in the one and only Sincere.
What's happening, family? What's good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the genuine hand claps. Yeah, thank you, man.
The real one.
Yeah, thank you for being here, though. Seriously.
Yeah, man. My pleasure, man. It's always good to build with brothers, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I know I did a mini intro, but talk to the people. Let them know what they need to know about you if they are unfamiliar with you and your work.
Word up. So I'm known as Sincere. I'm a poet, speaker, the holistic relationship coach. I'm a proud husband and your brother. So that makes us all family.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So I'm the cousin at the cookout. I'm uncle. I'm father figure, big brother, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? I love my people and I'm down to prove it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's who I am.
So let me ask you something. Could you just remind me something?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather a youngster call you, or do you even care if they called you OG or old head? Does it matter to you? Does the distinction matter to you?
It used to, like a couple of years ago, because I'm thinking about my OGs, and I'm like, man, am I on that level? I don't know if I'm on that level yet, man. But what I learned from one of my elders is that's a show of respect. So embrace it, right? If that's how somebody sees me, who am I to say, don't see me that way?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of times what people jack it up is they miss the responsibility that comes along with that title.
Facts. Big facts.
Like, and the opportunity that arises when you have that title. If somebody looks at you like that, that means they are listening.
Fact.
And if you got somebody's ear, man, you got a chance to guide them in a different direction.
Man, that's what it's all about.
You're gonna go already, I see.
All right.
Yo, it's crazy because I literally stepped out to make a phone call, right? And a part of the phone call was that. I didn't know you were going to say that just now. That's why when you said it, I was like, damn, I literally just got off the phone talking about this.
Oh, was somebody calling you OG?
Mm-hmm. No, not that part, but just like just coaching somebody else, like, yo, like, don't do that. Don't operate like that, bro. Listen, I'm not telling you that to be no hater. I'm telling you that because I already made a mistake like this. That's not going to work. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I did. Let me tell you what came out of it. This what came out of it.
Giving game.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I'm thinking, Catman, especially when you're giving it up for free because of the place that it's coming from.
Right.
No doubt.
Like I'm not selling anything.
Yeah.
Like if I truly talk to somebody like that, it's because I care what happens to you, bro. And like all the stupid pitfalls and holes that I done stepped in, I would hate for somebody to step in it just because I didn't want. I'm like, I ain't telling you nothing. Like, what I'm gonna do with it? I know I ain't gonna jump in that hole no more. Like, I'm give it to somebody else.
Fact, big fact.
That's it, facts indeed. So yeah, that's basically one of the main reasons why we started this podcast. Shit, 4 years ago now, something like that. Don't get me doing math. That's not my strong point. Was just the mistakes that we made when we was younger. We didn't want other people to make those same mistakes, so we would share our experiences where we messed up. How wish we share the information we wish that we knew. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the mistakes that our people make in the teens and the early 20s and even in the late 20s, it's a lack of knowledge. You know what I mean? And then a lot. I would even say lack of discernment. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man. That's big. True, that's big, man. So a lot of it is like as I talk to these young cats, some of their OGs are around that same age.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, y'all are peers for real.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not getting the game from, hey, there's a pothole over here. Veer left when you get a mile down the road.
Right.
Right. So y'all basically approaching at the same time. Yeah, there's something about to happen.
Yeah.
Y'all riding the car together.
So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like my OGs, they had been through it. They seen it, they've done it, and they're like, hey, youngin', I see something in you.
Yeah.
Right. So make sure to veer this way, move like this or whatever, and then you'll be good.
Right.
Right. So that's where the biggest disconnect is, man. Like it's understanding the difference between an OG and a peer that's older.
Come on. That's facts.
Right.
I like it, man. Court's here.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Yeah.
Man, how you doing, sir?
Peace, family. How you doing?
All right, Courtney. Nice to meet you.
Sincere.
Sure.
Um,
Sharp line you got there. Man.
Thank you, bro.
Exchange barbers. What's going on, man? My fault. I
No, you're good.
apologize.
No, you're good.
Pardon,
Since catching up, we just finished doing introductions. Dan Quayle's internet was interneting and shit.
Okay.
So now we was just catching up, man. My favorite part of the show, most interesting thing that happened this weekend.
I'll do it.
Come on,
Birthday boy.
yeah,
That's crazy. Supposed to take this testimony to church. Yeah, 29th, man. The most random age you could ever be.
Oh man,
Enjoy it.
I've never met a soul that was 29 in my life.
Now you here.
Yeah, I'm here. So
I was 29 once.
I'm embracing it, man.
Man, nobody believes us though.
Yeah.
Nobody believes.
A long time ago, but it happened.
29 was a memorable year for me. I don't want to do all of that though. Before we get to that, so is there anything you want to share about the birthday weekend that you want to?
Of course, I went on tour. I was outside. Friday, I was outside
Making around.
And I didn't even make. It's crazy. I don't make no plans.
Right.
So
we know.
And I don't even walk into my birthday like really stressing anything. You feel what I'm saying? I try to do more spiritual intake with it, and more or less trying to plan and everything. You feel me? So it's just crazy how the universe was just putting things together for me, bro. And I was just rocking out. You get me? So it was just beautiful. But I ain't gonna lie, Sunday. And I owe y'all an apology, man. I didn't want to do this on air, but we're going to do it. So we're gonna do it. I owe y'all an apology, okay? Because, listen, all right, so boom. We get the rum punch, right?
Yeah.
Everything is everything, man. We got the section going, everybody, family. We pouring up shots. I had 2 cups of rum punch.
Too much.
Yeah, bro, listen. So I already heard the myth of, slow down on the rum punch strong, whatever. So, boom. I'm drinking my little 2 cups. I'm like, hey, I was feeling it. Don't get me wrong. So, all right, lighting the night lit. I'm like, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. So I'm walking to the porta potty. Came over. I get snuck. The liquor the liquor hit me out of nowhere, bro. Listen, I was good on the way to the bathroom. It was just normal pee. Listen, I got snuck on the way to the porta potty, bro. Got to the porta potty, was in there fighting for my life, bro. So I'm like, man, listen, I told my mans, I'm like, listen, I'm finna use the I'm almost 30 line for pretty much everything. So I'm like, nigga, I'm almost 30, but I ain't going out like this, bro. I'm good. So I'm trying to get right. I went to order the beef patty.
Can't shake it off, bro.
Bro, first of all, this chick is at the line, OD, and she like, what y'all got here that's gonna get me full? I'm like, oh my goodness, bro. I can't even stand. I'm like, yo. So how many beef patties y'all got? Let me get one. I went to the car, tried to get right, ate one piece.
Yeah.
Guts. And listen, so I'm like, look, I can't fall asleep right here because I know as soon as I wake up, I won't be the only person in this podcast. I'm like, so now I'm hurt, bro. Because I'm like, damn, listen, we in the midst of everything still rocking. Rum
It's
punch
like
don't
what?
end till like this is probably like 9 o'clock.
Okay, I didn't know it was that
Like
late.
8:30,
I
bro.
told
8
you,
o'clock.
look up, I was like, yo, you good?
Bro, I'm in the car fighting, bro. I promise you. I'm trying to tell y'all how hard I was trying, bro. So I'm like, all right, I'm finna take a quick little just to make it home, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, it's over with.
Hey, that's
I
that.
called it up. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's the
glad you
crib.
made it home, man.
But
Yeah.
the whole weekend was successful, man. 29 is lit.
Good thing.
It's a good start. That's what I'm
That's
here
why
for.
we need OGs right here.
That's what he's talking about.
That's it, man.
Happy
sure,
B-Day, my G.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
salute to y'all,
you
though.
want to back that up?
Hey, man, I'm laughing because I didn't know he went. So I was like, so somebody said, yo, what Kodak? It's like,
Mm.
oh, no, let me text him. Hey, you. So you good? Where you at? I said, I'm in the car.
No, that
Oh, bro. I live long enough, brother, to where I had to, before text messages when I was in the car.
Yeah.
Are you good? Nah. I am not.
trying to tell you.
But the main thing is, like you said, you knew to like, all right, I'm gonna call it quits.
Oh, yeah, shut
Because
it
my
down, bro.
stubborn ass, I'd have been like, nah, I could do it.
Bro, you knew I
I
was done for it.
Muscle
If I left my L on the table on the couch and my shot, like, bro, I had everything. My whole little setup was sitting right there. So you know, if I left that, I couldn't make it back, bro. It was over with. I was crushed. I was like, damn.
You was looking forward to that too, man. Listen,
Having
had
a good
making
night.
calls early, like, yo.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's funny, man.
I mean, like I said, it's a story to
Yeah.
tell.
But now, salute to y'all, bro. They set the vibes up, man. Shout out to Will and his family.
Yeah, man.
We all
Shout out Rum
family,
Punch
bro.
as always. So yeah,
Sure.
always looking out. Still the best day party undefeated on a Sunday in the city of Atlanta. You ever been?
Nah, man.
Gotta go.
Don't go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, don't go.
I'm saying.
Drink 1 cup of rum punch.
Not even.
My suggestion.
Smell it.
Yeah, man,
That's
I
enough.
probably had too many of those. I probably had too many of those.
Too many nights like that or too many rum punches?
Yeah, both.
Man said yes.
And I'm a 151 kind of dude.
Oh, you'd have been tough then. Yeah, you'd have been
Yeah.
good. Because they use Ray and Nephew in the rum punch.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're drinking 151,
Yes.
Ray and Nephew's a little bit stronger, but
I don't
it's
even
still
know.
151.
Yeah.
I haven't had
Yeah.
151 in
Great.
151 anyway. So
What is 151? Under what family is that?
that's not vodka,
cognac?
that's rum.
Yeah, that's
It's
wrong.
rum. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's very, very, very clear. They got a dark one too. Anyway, that's enough advertisement for now. Let's get back to why we're here. Right.
Interesting thing that happened to me this weekend.
Yeah. What was it? Laughing
Um,
at court. What was it?
No, that was funny.
You know
But
what
just happy birthday to Cord. Happy birthday to Marlon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marlon, man. Factory.
Damn Leo
I think the
season.
most interesting thing is what happened to me yesterday. It was my son's first day of high school.
Oh, snap.
So my oldest, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like
he in the advanced school, so they go earlier.
yeah. So like because of the school he's in, the actual school doesn't start till the 5th in his school, but because he's a freshman going in, they start their program differently. Like so, I mean that's
astronaut.
and so I'm watching him, man, and the school you got to wear uniform, so he has to put on a blazer, he has to put on a shirt and his slacks, and I'm like, he's like, and normally like we go talk about what sneakers we're gonna get for school. There ain't no sneakers at the school. We do not allow sneakers.
It's hard bottom? Not hard bottoms,
Yeah.
but it's
So I bought him a nice pair of Cole Haans.
Okay.
I was like, this is as sharp as you're gonna get, buddy. You know what I mean? So, but just watching them, and I'm watching them, just like yo, you can't believe it.
Yep.
Right.
Like, you cannot believe it. Like you watch it, and it's crazy because as I mature and I get older, like I think about how my parents used to look at me like, like damn, this is nuts. Like you really,
nigga,
yeah, like yo, you really. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm really 17. I got it. You know what I mean? You're like, what? No, it's not a big deal. But no, it is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
You know what I mean? It's all a big deal just to watch it, and you don't realize how fast all of this is going until like you little moments like that where you pause. I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
whoa. Like, wait, nah, I just got you to the house, brother. Now I'm looking at you like you about to be in the same size shoe as me. To stay out my closet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm watching it, man, and just like you know what overcome me all the time is just that gratitude feeling. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My pop said that the other day. He was like,
Man,
I'm sorry, I can't believe you're 29. You say that every year, bro.
every year he gonna say it every year because like yo, you can't even imagine. Because that's the other thing. I just had a conversation with my cousin just now about how old I am, right? And I said, in my mind, I'm like 24. Right. Till I try to run up the stairs and my knee be like,
Like, what we doing?
yeah, right. Slow down.
Do this.
Slow down, big fella. You ain't got it no more. You know what I mean? When I be Euro stepping, like faking it, like not really with a basketball in my hand, I feel like I could do it. And then I got basketball, I'm like, nah, I can't do it. None of that stuff is possible.
Nice thought.
Yeah. In my mind, I can do all of that. I might be able to get up there and clap back. No, none of that is a thing anymore. But like, man, this journey, bro, this life is so crazy.
Yeah.
And you realize like just these small things. When we was out Sunday and I'm surrounded by family, like I know everybody in here love me. It's just like,
right,
those little snippets of time, man. Got
to take advantage of,
bro. I be want to just put it in the needle. And,
yeah, man.
Okay, because we always talk about as kids grow, they supposed to evolve as kids, and parents supposed to evolve as parents.
Yeah.
So what's the newest and latest lesson that's going to be taught, or you plan on giving him going into his freshman year of high school?
I mean, at this point, I always say like, when they at now, it's just now you got to wait for stuff to happen to them. Like they. Right, mistakes got to be made in order for you to learn a lesson. You know, and now I've given him enough to know don't make these terrible, right and wrong.
No precautions.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
No watch outs. No.
Oh yeah.
Pay attention.
There's always going to be that. But you would have hoped by now the foundation of what is right and what is wrong will be set. That don't mean you're gonna make mistakes. It's just a reality.
So you gonna sit back and see, all right, see what the work
now,
I put in.
If I see you crashing out or making a left, or you should be making a right, I'm gonna stop you.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know what you're doing? What's your plan right here? Because a lot of time I want to know what are you thinking? All right, what's your plan? This is what you're gonna do, right? All right, tell me why. What's your plan? Why are you going this way?
Like, what if he pull a Fresh Prince and wear his
blaze inside out?
Blaze inside out.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's cool. They ain't going for it.
You're not letting that happen?
Nah, bro. They is all of that out the window.
See, that's a great idea, and I fully support it. I just don't feel like I'm the type of kid I was.
Yeah. Not gonna work. I mean, it's new. We're gonna see.
Too systematic for me. We're gonna see
what it is. It's just a lot of stuff is a man to try to give your kids a head start, and I think that's all most parents want is that. Like you want better. You want better than what you had. You want better for them. You always want that. I think any parent is like has that same energy towards their children. Any father that's really gonna be in their life. So, like I'm no different in that aspect of it. Like I want the best for you. You know what I mean? So I'm always gonna give you that. I think the morning of, I text him because he was with his mom, and I was just words of affirmation to you. Hey man, I'm proud of you. Like I'm so grateful to be a father. I'm so glad you're my son. I know you're gonna be awesome today. I know you're gonna be great, do great things. Be great today. I love you, Dad. You know what I mean? That's how I want your day to start. That's how I want you to go into this new thing. He know. Listen, man, Dad, I ain't want. I remember one time he goes, Dad, I ain't want to quit about this. I said, boy, I better never ever hear you say that. I said, bro, ain't no time you can't call me.
Right.
Like my phone don't go off. Like, and if it do, call 3 times so I could wake up. It's like that. If I miss your calls because something else happened that was happy, I was like, but I'm gonna stop whatever I'm doing for y'all. I was like, so just make sure, man. You want to be there because it's questions. Listen, I just lost my dad, and I'm 43 years old. There's times where I got a question from my dad. You know what I mean? And I'll be wanting to grab my phone and be like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, so that don't go away. You know what I mean? That's just gonna be there, and you want to make sure you're in a position to be like, hey, I'm here. What you need, what you got, like, what's going on with you? Because as a kid, when I was a kid, I always think to myself, like, man, these parents don't know nothing. Right. They ain't never been through nothing. They grew up in you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But like as you get older, I'm like, oh, so you did know about all of this. Like y'all was going through the same stuff. But like, I mean, when I'm a teenager, you don't know that about you don't know what you don't know. The term you'll understand when you get older, I used to hate that damn term.
Right.
Until I got older.
Yeah.
And now you understand.
That term made me want to learn things quicker.
That's the thing. Tell me what I need to know.
Shoot, man, my grandma used to say, just keep living.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep living. Man, but I wanna commend you on that, bro. Because the work that I do in the community, man, fathers ain't there like that. And it matters. And these youngest men, they looking for it anywhere they can get it. So that's why they're getting it from their partners on the corner. Right? So that's why they're getting it from the game. That's why they're getting it from the cat that's hustling. Right? They looking for affirmation anywhere they can get it.
Facts.
Right? So man, commend you on that, bro. Much respect.
I appreciate it. It's crazy. Something you said when you said, man, like the OGs are their peers.
Yeah.
And that's just so wild to me because I couldn't imagine somebody like I'm in high school with like being over me and telling me what to do. Because in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing that. Like you can't, you can't tell me what to do, dog.
Right.
And I get it. Everybody don't have that in their mind. Everybody may not be able to stand up to anything like that. And not that I was some wild tough guy. I just knew in my mind what I wasn't and wasn't doing. And I don't like to be told what to do. So nobody can tell me that.
Right.
Like, which is a gift and a curse in some aspects. You know what I mean? But just watching that, man, because we all been in situations where you with somebody and they got an idea and you like, nah, blood, we can't do that, man.
Yeah.
I remember being at my crib, bro, and a cat pulling up, and I'm probably like 12. You know what I mean? My homeboy pull up. Now, he didn't say I'm 12. Me and him the same age. Right? He pull up in the car. Yeah. Towel over the steering column. Yo, so go for a ride. I look back at my house, and my pops is in the house, but I know he ain't looking. I'm just like, nah, bro. I can't do this, man. I can't go with you, bro.
I'm gonna let you have
it. Yeah. Because God forbid if he is in that window and he see me and I just left, I gotta come back here.
Right.
And he don't want to hear none of that. Because he know none of my friends should be driving. Like none of that. That's one thing, bro. Like my parents they ain't play none of that. I mean, both working parents, you know what I mean? So a lot of times I had a lot of free time to do all kind of foolishness that I shouldn't have been doing. And I ain't gonna lie and say I ain't do none of it because that would not be true.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it, man, that voice of either one of them would pop in my head like, is you supposed to be doing that? That's the right thing to do. Yeah. And I'll be like, man, no.
Yeah.
I might really want to do it. I'll be like, I can't go, yo. I'm good, bro.
And think about having a dad in your life, like in them situations, it'd be like this. It'd be hard for you to listen to another nigga when you got your pops. And it's like,
true,
bro. I'd rather get home and by the time I'm supposed to deal with them, I'd rather deal with you than deal with this nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about ain't nothing, bro. Like, you got a dad. It's hard for you to answer to another nigga when you got another person that you already give your most respect to.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Fact.
That's already your big homie. You already got that established for you. So when it's another cat trying to come around, you don't even need that energy. You don't even listen. You feel me? Don't register.
Bro, I didn't even think about that, but yeah,
because when you, I know me, I had so much respect for my father. So it's like everything he said to me was law.
Yeah.
Like when I wanted to go grill at one time, I was like, yo, Pop, I want to go grill. He went in. Nigga, I'll punch that shit out your mouth. Like, he went nuts. And I'm like, damn, I wasn't expecting all that. And it's like, all right, it's a wrap for that. You feel me?
Hey, it's a no.
Bro, yeah, it's over with. Like, bro, I couldn't. There's certain things that I wanted to, like, my pops vetoed a lot of things mentally for me. Like, so when I went out there, I was already, like, in line and because of my respect for him. So, father is your first big homie.
Yeah.
It is your first person. Like, when it comes to your son, you feel me? When it comes to somebody you give your utmost respect to, because a lot of cats, you already know when kid turns 16, they start smelling themselves.
Right.
They start liking girls or whatever. You get bored. You start wilding out.
You're gonna try it.
So you need it got to be somebody in your life that you give your utmost respect to, and whoever, like when they speak to you, it's like law. And if you don't have that, that's when that cat fills in.
That's always the scariest thing to me. Sometimes when I see not just this generation, because I ain't gonna act like there wasn't no scumbags when I was younger too. They was out there. I ain't gonna lie. But like I used to always say, like, yo, when I see like cats like cursing their moms out or like something, I'll be like, bro, there's literally no hope for anybody else to get respect.
Yeah.
Like if that's the approach you taking with her or your dad, like I can't give you none of what they gave you. You know what I mean? They got you here. Like, so for you not to have just any level of respect or watch your tone, none of that, I'm just be sitting there like, bro, like you are in bad shape if that's how you're gonna treat the people that got you here.
Right.
Like,
yeah, bro, it happens like that, man. Like I used to see that, and what you were talking about with having a cat that's around your same age tell you something. The way that it happened where I came from, people would listen to the cat that had the most money, the most girls, the whip. Like it would be that type of thing, right? So my partner would go off on his mother like that. And I'd be like, bro, that's lame, man. What you doing? Right? 'Cause my mama wasn't having it. My mom was a G. Like my mother gave me my first legal gun. That's the type of mother that I had.
Yeah.
right? So
I done seen that.
yeah,
Solid.
yeah,
That's
like
fine.
that was a real
Solid.
thing. Like my mother was a gangster. She would fight men and the whole nine.
I understand it.
Yeah, but big heart,
Right.
right? In every way, right? Whether we talking pit bull or she would love you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Like people are looking to look up to somebody, to something.
Yep.
So I was always the mastermind with my crew in different ways. I was the first one to have a car, right? You know, I would always had a bankroll. I would had the ideas, right? So that's what my partners would do. They would look up to that. But I was always a big bro, right? I'm the second oldest of 5 boys.
Wow.
5 boys, damn.
5 boys, yeah. My mother had 5 boys, man. So I was always a big bro.
Go to sleep, boy.
Nah, man. Like we was always, man. We was tearing shit up,
All right, no, go to sleep. 5 boys.
bro. We was rough on the house, man. So we used to get it. Yeah, man. But I love that. I love this conversation.
So where they're going with? I was going to ask, like you said, you have several mentees now, different groups you speak to.
Yeah.
Is there a special message that y'all try to share with them as they're going back to school to kind of like prepare them? Like, what does that sound like?
Man, be a leader, right? And if you're gonna follow something or somebody, know exactly why, right? Because everybody is not a leader,
right?
Meaning you have that thing inside of you. You're gonna be the first to charge hard at the wall, right? Like some cats that got to observe and see who does what first, right? But know why you following something if you are a follower, right? So that's the message, right? Either lead, which means that you have a responsibility to know what a leader actually is, or follow with intention. Know why you following. Know that these are different traits that this guy has that's worth following.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, don't be lame.
Yeah. Follow with intention. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
does
that.
it connect with them when you say that?
Oh, no doubt.
Okay.
Right. Like part of it is the voice, but like some cats they made out of it. Like, there were always cats that you would look at like, I know that cat mean what he's saying.
Right.
Like, I know he does what he's saying that he's doing. Like, there's a different type of passion that this guy has, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I approach it. Like, I show, like, my young guys, man, and shoot, man, I got young guys as young as 5. But shoot, I work with cats as shoot, man, your age, like 43, right? And I'm 45, right? So it would always be a thing, man. Just know why,
right?
To know why, man. But be a man of your word. Be somebody that's either worth listening to or worth looking at.
That's real. I like it.
Right. So it's messages like that, bro.
Question. You said you're a mentee, right?
Mentor.
Excuse me.
Mentee is me.
Mentees, yeah. Excuse me, the mentoring. Excuse me.
I got big homies too. So the big homie gotta have a big homie.
For sure. Do you feel, all right, 2 questions. Do you feel like now that the age that you have to go after when it comes to mentoring young men, especially, is getting like lower and lower, like to the point where you got to talk to them almost at the age like 5? You get what I'm saying? I'm glad you said that. So, like, do you see that's becoming a thing?
Yeah, definitely, man. You got to catch them young. They're sponges young. And so y'all cats, man, y'all have access to so much information, bro.
Right.
So we got to steal some mental real estate, I like to call it. Right. So the other guys that we training to be big homies and teaching them how to really give them love, but on both sides. So we got to balance it. Right. So we got to hug on them. Right. And then we got to give them the tough love too. Right. So I do both, but I tap in with them early because I got to get some of that mental real estate. Like, I want to let them know, man, I'm on your side. Right. This is only for your win. Right. And I prove it. So I'm there. Right. So it's showing them the love first, the soft love from a masculine perspective, so they can take it when it's a little bit tougher. Right. Because they like, well, I know that cat is rocking with me. Right. So he was at my game, or he the cat that put his arm around me and gave me some game that I could really use. Right. So yeah. We got to catch them young.
I've heard people that have mentorship programs speak on this and say that, they're at the point where they're not even really paying attention to the 14 and through 18. That age gap, even from 12 to 18 at this point, because it's just like
It's too late.
it's too late. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, do you feel like that they still have a chance? Do you just put in extra work with them, or do you have a thin line? Like, what is it with that? Because I know me, I'm the type of person when I mentor like young people around me, I try my best to. I don't just take that stance because I'm not established yet. But when I do speak to them, it's like I'm not about to force anything. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just lost my train of thought. But
No, you good, man. Like you're speaking of the 14-year-olds, so that's about high school. So I approach them differently than I do with young cats, right? So the biggest mistake, man, that big homies or OGs make, man, they talk too much off top, right? So you got to listen to a young cat to see where their head is at, right? So, or you're not gonna reach them,
mhm.
right? So if I'm talking to you about how to get money, but your mind is on girls, I done lost them off top.
Yeah.
Right. So I gotta see what's on his mind. And then I can use that information to teach him something.
Right.
You see what I mean? So it's a lost art with learning how to be a big homie.
That's what I was getting at. I lost my train of thought, but I wanted to say, like, when I mentor and I talk to him, I wanted to be effective. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like, and it's some cats that I come around, I'll be like, I don't even give it a chance. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, 'cause it's like, I didn't know it's gonna, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm sad to say that. I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's just like, I know you actually in field doing this. So like once again, I'm gonna ask, like, what is your mindset when it comes to them? Like, are you trying to like put in extra work with them, or do you have a thin line?
Yeah, man. Like I just make sure that my presence is known, right? Like for example, man, I'm in the Vine Cities and the Bankheads before it became what it is now. You know what I mean? The gentrification process. So I see cats on the corner, man. I may just slide up on them and say, "What's up, man?" At first, they like, "Man, does anybody know this dude?"
Right.
Right. So, man, like we don't really know you, and I'm like, I know that energy. I used to be on that type of time.
Yep.
Right. Just being a youngin' and being in the streets early.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I would slide up on them again, right? Because I know where they're hanging out at, right? So when an elder approaches me, like I feel like I got the tools, I got the knowledge to be able to give them the wisdom that they don't even know they need,
Right.
right? So I go about it in a very intentional way. So the second or third time they see me, they're like, "Oh man, that's just
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm driving something that they want to drive. Like I don't look like the lame that they like, well, he don't know what's going on or whatever.
Right.
So they like, well, that's Unc. So I know we ain't gonna be able to pull the wool over their eyes. So I'm like, hey man, just understand what you're doing out here. Right? It don't look like you being watched, but you being
Definitely
watched.
being watched.
Right?
Without a doubt.
I'm gonna let the show go, but I have one more question. I'll save it to
No,
the
go
end.
ahead. You want to remember?
All right, one last, yeah. Look, long weekend, man. Come on now, still in recovery. Dang. That's crazy. You just did me like that. I'm here though. I'm here. Do you feel like when it comes to mentoring kids of that walk of life, you get what I'm saying? Because you do, I mean, personally, I feel like it is a difference in the age. You have different type of kids at different type of ages.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those kids of that walk of life, do you feel as if people that choose to mentor them should have I ain't gonna hold you, should have a criminal background or some type of street background or credit for them to really be effective? You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of corns out here and they see right through them, bro. And them the ones that's really doing the most. And that's why it's like it's hard for ones like you feel what I'm saying, to pull up and say, yo, what's up? Because they like, nigga, I done seen like 12 you corn niggas pull it up. Like, I want to hear it. You feel like I'm just telling you how they feel, bro. You feel me? So it's like, do you feel the need? Do you feel like that's like almost a need? Like it has to be that.
Yeah. It's got to be an army, man. So that's what it is. Like a lot of the cats that I work with, they from places like Baltimore, like they're from New York, they're from the South, right? So we from a bunch of different places, and we have a bunch of different approaches. Like I done everything from the streets to the military to corporate America in full circle, working for myself again, right? So I can have a lot of different kinds of conversations, right? So I can talk about one thing in a number of different ways, right? So that's what I'm showing brothers how to do. Like you got to turn up your aptitude if you want to reach these young cats, right? So if you lame or if you corny. Like no disrespect, but you haven't lived a certain life. You're not gonna be able to reach certain cats.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're not gonna understand what they're going through, and they gonna know it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're like, man, you can't talk to me, bro. Like what you doing?
Yeah.
Mm.
The what we talk about all the time, not just the like authenticity.
Yeah.
That, bro, they can smell it coming off the bus, bro.
Facts.
You open the car door, they're gonna
Facts.
be like, all right, we got one.
Right.
There we go. I mean, but you could just tell, and I know it because when I was a young guy, I could smell it. Like I
Right.
can see it coming. Like, bro, what, dude? You don't do what I do. You don't live where I live. Like
Right.
you can't possibly relate to anything I got going on right. You know, like
Right.
it just and that was with me trying to show respect to somebody that was older than me. But it's just like, all right, yeah, here he come. I'm easy, bro. I already know where this going. He about to try to get us on something else.
Mhm.
All right, but like the authenticity, and you could tell it, man, because when somebody speaks and you almost see everybody's eyes just avert to them and they start listening,
Yeah.
that's it.
You can
You
tell.
got them.
You can feel it.
It really don't take no much. It's the authenticity more than anything. Like you could tell.
The vibration, bro. Is
Yeah,
real.
man, it's different.
Yeah.
You can always tell when you sit around somebody, you be like, all right, now he know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, I know what it is to be in a shootout. Like I know what it is to be on the corner. The first cats that I looked up to, they were pimps and hustlers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So those are my cousins and all of that stuff that done prison time. Or that's not here no more.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, bro, I get it.
Yeah.
So I know where you going.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea. You think it's sweet. You think you got it all covered.
I see why you
Right.
like it. I get it. I like it too.
But this is what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the key word that you know when the young person respects you, you got them. What they say? For real? Yeah, I did because they looking at you and they seeing like, oh wow, like you can be that, you turn into that,
Right.
doing that.
Stories is crazy, man.
Okay, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we was talking about last week about how young kids, especially in the school system, when they go through detention a lot, I mean, the ISS suspensions consistently. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of people have been told like, oh, this is going to follow you for the rest of your life. So a lot of kids, when they go through that cycle in high school, it transition into life because they feel as if like, okay, I'm a criminal almost. Like I can't do no but bad. So I'm just gonna turn it up.
Yeah. Facts.
You get what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. And along with that, the brain is not even fully developed until you in your mid-20s. Right. So while you're going through what you're going through as a teen, like you're not even seeing consequences. Like that's not even a thing that registers. Right. So the information's gotta be on point. Right. So that's bro, check this out. I was working with a program called Black Boys Better in Savannah. Right. So the program going all nice and that type of thing, man. And I don't know if y'all know about Savannah, but low test scores and all that type of stuff, man. Like man, they struggling out there, man. So me and my man go out there. He from Arkansas. I'm originally from Mississippi. Right, where a lot of this pimping and hustling and all that stuff come from. They just took it to the Midwest.
Yep.
Right, so we in class and everything is going good. Like we're talking to them about emotional intelligence and all that stuff is going great. And then at a point, there was some conversation that was happening in the middle of the class, and before we know it, there's a fight that's about to happen. Like right in the middle of the class, I'm like, yo, cats gotta be. So we running across the room because one young cat, he going for his book bag. Right, and I'm like, no, we not doing that here. Right, so my man got one pen on the wall on one side of the class, and I got one brother in his book bag, him in one hand and the book bag in the other. I'm like, bro, we not gonna do this here.
They be so ready to like.
Oh man, they were on 10 in 5 seconds, bro.
Scary with them young.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, man, listen here, bro. I know y'all not gonna understand what I'm about to tell you, but y'all are the same versions of the same thing with different names. Right? So you don't understand what you're about to do going into that bag. Right, you really don't understand what you're about to do, but I'm not gonna let you do it.
Right,
like it's impossible in my sight. Right, so I'm letting him know. Listen here, you dealing with something different. I ain't faculty. I'm paid to be here to do something and do something special and make a difference. Right, see, staff can't deal with you the way that I'm gonna
Right.
deal with you.
Right.
Right. But I'm not gonna let you hurt each other, and you show not gonna hurt me in here.
Come on. Number one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the conversations, and this is the work that we have to do, but they have to see that type of energy from men.
Yeah.
That's another version of themselves that grew old enough to be able to be in that position.
Right.
I love it.
You feel like these young cats have uncontrolled rage?
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on at home,
I
man.
don't think so.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Corey?
Please.
Because they don't flash out on white people. I deadass would feel like if two gangs was having a shootout and a
Yeah,
white lady
yeah.
came driving down, they'll stop until
yeah.
she pulled through, and then they're gonna go right back at it.
Yeah, see, part of
So
that
it's
is
controlled. They
Yeah.
know, but they just it's just
chosen.
yeah, like it's just it's the self hate. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it go to us, each other, but it's controlled, bro. Like when they go a certain place, they know what to tell you, but they go around certain, they do what they do.
I like what you're saying there. But this is what it is. They don't have white people in their home.
I'm about to say they ain't around it.
See, everything
Mhm.
that's going on that's toxic looks like them.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
comes from them. It comes from their mother. It comes from their father, their brother, their uncle, their sister. So all of that is looking like them.
Mm.
So really, they don't have no problems with somebody that don't look like them because that's not where they're getting it from,
Mhm.
right? So you on point. It's uncontrolled when it comes to somebody that looks like them.
Gotcha.
Like it's
Right.
control because they're not seeing it from somebody that don't look like them. See, they don't know the race story.
I got you.
You see what I mean? So we
Wait,
got to
what's
give
that?
them all that.
They don't know the.
The race story,
What you mean by that?
right? So they're getting pieces and portions of it. Part of it is even in their DNA,
Mm.
but it's not recognizable
Mm-hmm.
to them on such a level to where they're passionate about it yet.
Right.
Right. So you need a certain level of aptitude and intelligence to be able to tap into that.
Mm.
Right. See, they don't have that yet. See, all they have is immediate information that's right in their vicinity,
Yep.
which is in their home.
Yeah.
So that's what they really bucking. Like if they fighting a dude, they really fighting their brother. They fighting a
Mhm.
version of themselves. They
Jeez.
fighting their daddy.
Yep.
Right. That's what's going on. Or they fighting their mother. Right. See, I pull up at a gas station, man, me and my wife. We on one side of the pump, right? We going in the store, and I hear a girl go from moaning to almost a scream. I'm like, what's that's going on? Right. So I tell my wife, man, to stay in the car. I look on the other side of the pump, and a young dude, man, he just like he's smacking somebody, but I can't see what's going on. And I'm like, oh, I can't let this fly.
Yes, you can.
Mm.
I can't let this fly, man. But see, I'm programmed a different
Yeah.
way. I'm programmed a different way. So it's
That's
a
another
young
argument.
cat, man. He about 23, 24. Man, I'm talking about he whooping a young sister in the seat, man. And so I'm looking to make sure he ain't got no gun in his hand on his
Right.
side or whatever the
There we
case
go.
is.
I get you.
So I walk to the side of the car. He's on the driver's side. I said, man, what we doing?
Mm.
Shoot, then he looks up and then he just kind of he steps out of the car and he turns his back to me. So then the sister kind of steps up and I see her and she crying and all that stuff. So I said, hey, young G, talk to me for a minute, man.
Mm.
He ain't saying nothing. He just kind of pacing. He got his back turned to me. He ain't even looking at me. I said, my man, have a conversation with me for a minute, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because this is what I don't want to happen. We right on the street. We don't want 12 pulling up
Mm-hmm.
and having to deal with you. Right?
Yeah.
So I want you to win. I want you to come out of this situation right, bro. So holler at me for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he turns around and he just starts saying what she did.
Mm.
Right. So now, okay, I got his attention. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I can reach it. Right. But I didn't quite see whether he had something in his back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. Because this is a functional holster now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is real. Right. So when I see that he don't have nothing immediately on him, I said, bro, let me talk to you for a minute. These cats, some of these cats is rocking these badges right here, man. They don't mean you no good.
Mm.
And I don't want to see you hurt. But I can't have you hurting her either.
Right.
Right. So I got my wife in the car. I can't have her watching that. I don't want her scared. And I know that y'all don't agree on something. That's cool. That's going to happen. Right. But I want you to leave here okay. But I got to make sure that she leave here okay.
Right.
So, all right, you cool with that? I ain't looking to do nothing but protect you and her.
Mm.
See, man, you got that quiet storm, late night voice, man. You try to talk that shit to a nigga. You need to calm down.
Man, not to cut you off.
No,
but that's
you
the
good.
thing, man. You gotta find a way to connect.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
You gotta find a way. Like I've done some silly stuff in the name of like jumping in between people. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Been there.
And I have to tell you, cats pulling guns. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta chill.
Right.
We're not gonna do this right here.
Yeah, bro.
No, ease up. I was like, bro, don't nobody want this. And in my mind, I'm saying to myself, I ain't tell her because I see he was on 100.
Right.
I'm saying, like, listen, like I don't even want you to get a shot off because it let's say you hit one of us.
Yeah.
There's 10 of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they not gonna let you leave.
Yeah.
Like,
Fact.
so you might knock somebody down, but like yo, young, like we ain't that. We all gonna go home. Y'all good. Y'all go ahead, go your way. We gonna go our way, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Like, but the ability to talk to people and meet them where they at, just so they could just try to catch it for a second. Listen, he not gonna change that kid's mind one time in the parking lot of the gas station when he on 100.
Right.
But if I could just get you to slow it down just for a second, I want you to think about all the consequences that come with whatever you're trying to do. Think about this. And when he said 12, he's like, yeah. Because I don't give a damn who you are. Don't nobody want to go to jail.
Right.
Even the hardest smoke out here do not want to get locked up.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody gas you. I'll go back. You saying that.
Yeah.
I hear you. You don't want to go back, though.
See, it ain't real right now.
Nah.
Yeah. You hot right now.
In my experience, too, Mike, the worst ones, the cats who ain't never been in there. And never been incarcerated, none of that, because you have no idea what you
really
think
like.
you're getting into. I know you think you do. I know you think you do.
You know you don't see some movies.
Yeah.
You heard some stories.
Bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
The reality check of a door slamming behind you that
That's
you can
real.
open up,
Bro.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Who?
Life
I don't care how hard you are, bro. Some tears gonna well up in your eyes then.
Yeah.
That door gonna close. That door gonna close. Hey, man.
My buddy said one of the realest things to me. He was like, bro, 'cause we was just talking about, we be watching videos. We break down everything. Like, it'd be crazy. So he was just like, bro, listen, let me tell you something. It don't matter what situation I'm in. If I get one chance to stop and think, I'll be all right. He'd be like, bro, I make my like, it's hard for me to do anything when I don't get a chance to think. Like, he like, bro, you give me a chance to think. I got you. I'll be all right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a lot of cats. Like, bro, you ask anybody that's in prison right now, you say, bro, what's your main regret? Like, if I just stop and just think. Just stop and think, bro.
Yeah, one of the things when I was doing a lot of mind mentoring and coaching with people, I would ask them to go back to the time where they lost control.
Yeah.
Right? And it's normally 2 words that cross people's minds before they make that decision. So you're thinking about breaking in somebody's house, and then, it's like, I don't know if it feels good. There's normally 2 words that run through your mind or their mind where it makes them go too far.
No doubt.
And they say, fuck it. Once you say, fuck it, that's normally when the bad decision is made. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a fight.
Walking out. It's usually the drugs.
Yeah.
Right. But those words are normally get thought if they're not spoken.
No doubt.
So I try to get them to even, if you remove those words from your thought process in that moment, you're going to force yourself to think about the situation, because this is how we're programmed. Because when we say fuck it, we mean it.
Yeah, man. So what I tell my young guys is pause for a process. And there is no progress without process. Right. So what that means is this, bro. When you go from that 5 to a 10, you got to give yourself a pause. Right. So you pause for whatever your process is. If you got to take some deep breaths, see what that pause does is allows the thought process to infiltrate the emotional process. Right.
Yep. That's a fact.
Regardless of how long, like you pause. If you take, like I tell my young dudes, like if you're anxious, pause, take you 3 deep breaths. So you got to think about those deep breaths. It's got to be intentional.
Right.
See, that's the simplest form of meditation.
Facts.
Deep breathing.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
So I'm putting them on game like that, like different things, man, that I would use. To say I got something for you.
You got to,
but not in this moment, because I've always been a thinker.
Right.
Yeah. So it's even when I was a young dude, so I'm like, I'm gonna catch you later.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll catch up to them later.
Yeah,
Normally,
catch you later.
because a lot. I was just thinking, like, a lot of times it'll be, young men and young women.
Yeah.
I ain't got no condo. Well, fuck it. And
Literally, figuratively.
And it's like, damn, I wish I would have thought about it. You know what I mean?
Come on.
So
Yeah.
it works for both.
For
both
everything,
sexes. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I always, a sports analogy, everything to death.
Mhm.
But I used to always say this, man, and not that it always worked out in my favor because it always didn't.
Mhm.
But my ability to look at something that's crazy and like a wild situation and be like, and process it like at a pretty decent pace,
Word.
like it's always been different because, like I said, I have my parents always in my mind, like, all right, what you gonna do this? And I tell my son this point right here. I said, you got to play everything out.
Mm.
I could look at you and somebody might be saying something, and I know it's warrants for me to swing on this dude right now,
Right.
and he would deserve it, and I wouldn't feel bad. I'm not. I'm really not.
Word.
But when the law show up, hey, what he do to you? Oh, he said something I ain't like, and so you hit him and you pistol whipped him, right? Guess where I'm going?
yeah.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Like it ain't about that he was being a dick and he deserved that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, you got to play that whole thing out in your mind before you jump out this window, man. Because once you out that window, and don't reach back for the ledge. It's too late.
Yeah.
Now you just falling. No parachute, no nothing. You just falling. I was like, you got to be able to slow it down. I get it. And there's going to be some situations where it's not easy to slow it down.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be some pressing, like.
That's why I ain't gonna lie, and people may argue me with this, but I feel like in retrospect, jail is good for a nigga. And I'm an example.
You could be right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
In certain
It's
spaces.
been a lot of situations where I'd have been like, man, I can take it up. Nah, I ain't going back. I ain't doing that. Like, it's a lot of things. Be like, nah, I can't. Because, bro,
Yeah,
it's a trick. It's when you've been through that, you know, like you get to a point where you be like, I'm done. I'm not doing nothing to do that again, bro. Go through that again.
And that's the scary part because we got a bad intention of glorifying that sometimes. So crazy because when I tell you that's the most uncoolest shit I ever done in my life.
Right.
No way. That is trash. If I could tell anybody that's hear my voice, dude, it is garbage. I don't care what nobody said about it or how they made it seem or the stories they got to tell. They are trash stories.
Yeah.
Nothing about it was good. I hated all of it. Every part of it. Like nothing in jail is good ever.
Nothing.
Right.
Not one. There's not one thing. I tell people like, yo, I will say the what I took from it, because there ain't no rehabilitation in there.
Right.
Like, only thing I took from it is stuff that I could have did already. Like, I could have sat down.
Right.
I could have sat and worked on my breathing. They didn't have to close the door behind me for me to stop and be like, yo, what are you doing? They didn't have to do that for me to grab a Bible or start reading again and understanding stuff or start thinking clearly. Like, they didn't need to do that. I could have did all of that for myself. Jail I didn't need that for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, it forced me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It forced me to sit
Put you on pause.
That's it.
Right.
Hey, sit down, right?
Right. Pause for the process, bro.
It wasn't no alternative. So now I'm forced to do this stuff now.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm like, yeah, I ain't have to do none of that.
Right.
I could have just did that the easy way. Like people had told me.
And no
you know
doubt.
what I mean? Everybody had somebody tell me, hey, Doc, man, you don't want to live like that. Let me, I family members, yo, stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
Like that's stupid.
Bro,
What you doing?
you get this,
What you doing is
disgusted,
dumb.
bro. You get done. You're done. You're done. It's like,
And now you sitting there.
So let me ask this for a second, because we could keep talking about this topic for like another hour. And I know.
All night.
But when it comes to older men, out of teenagers, full-on adults, don't even have to be men.
Yeah.
I know, because I'm 46. I know when I started doing my work, personal work, and growing and figuring out exactly what my purpose was and things like that, I was really in my mid to late 20s. It's not the same as it was back then.
Right.
And we had a conversation off air, and Brandon was bringing it up, and we were talking about what does that look like, or what can it look like for us as individuals to keep on evolving versus, staying stagnant and not really growing as we should. Because a lot of times, like Brandon was talking about, it's like people can end up losing themselves.
Right.
So I just want to know what y'all thoughts are about that scenario.
Bro, evolving is dope. right? So we got to make it look fly as it actually is, right? So we call it getting older, and a lot of cats, man, they don't want to get older, man. Like they dying. They had like my wife is like, please don't color, don't mess with that, don't cut that off. Like I want to see that,
Okay.
right? And my wife is a grown woman, so she's like, yeah, just leave it like that. I hope you're not intending on cutting it. I'm like, no, because see, like I watched my brother die at 23 years old.
Damn.
Right. So now I'm almost twice his age.
Right.
This is a privilege, bro.
Facts. Come on.
Right. So anything that's not evolving is dead or it's dying. See, when you think about it like that, bro, the flyest thing you could do is evolve.
Yeah.
That's the dopest shit ever. Right. So what we doing if we're not evolved? That's the question. What are we doing?
Right. So does that goal look different? Or I should say, how can you identify it for yourself to be like, I know I should be doing this. But because I know a lot of brothers, actually, they're not all brothers, but they'll be successful in one field.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now they attained a certain level of success. They have kids, they married, and now they're like, damn, I don't know what I should be doing.
Right.
You know, what would you tell them? Because I know what I told them. I want to hear what y'all would recommend.
So this is what I tell my clients, man. So one of my clients, man, is having this exact thing. He's like, man, I've done all this. I put my family in this a position. So I retired myself. And he's like, bro, now I'm like, what's next?
Right.
So I'm like, life is next. Right. See, what you did was you were involved in functional adulthood. So I'm not hearing you talk about purpose.
Right.
Like I'm not hearing you talk about fulfillment. Like I'm not hearing you talk about the thing that give you joy with being alive. So you did all the functional adult stuff, but what about your spirit? What about your heart? What about your mind? Like you had a state of peace because you've done this thing financially. Your family's good, your bank account is good, your wife is good financially. Right. But the financial process is a tool. Now it's time for purpose. And that's what we working on, and that's what we focus on. Yeah.
I dig that. It was very close to what you said, so I ain't even got to reiterate it.
Word up.
What you think, Will?
Bro, man, I just like that moment when you really, it's like when it snaps into your mind what you are supposed to be doing. Like it's such a light bulb, because I think all of us know, like it's always been there.
Word.
But it's almost like you're like, hold on, not yet. Just hold on, bro. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back. Just let me hold on. I gotta do this first.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, but you know that's there. And so when it finally comes into focus and you're like, holy smoke, I can't believe I've been ignoring this. You know what I mean? Because it's a gift. You know what I mean? Like it's a gift that you have, brother. Like it's a gift that you got. Now, it's you too, Court. Like it's a gift. Like that part that's in you, that the idea of like, I want to give this to somebody and I'm not going to get anything. Well, what they don't know is the gift that we have. Like we get so much out of that by giving it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I was like, but like, I want to give it to you. Like, don't give me nothing. Listen, stop doing this. You know what will make me feel great? If I looked up and I seen you just doing amazing, I'll be like, yeah,
Word.
got one. You know what I mean? Like if I don't get no more, like I got one.
No doubt.
I got a success story. But like that feeling, man, of like, damn, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Or somebody to come to me and be like, yo, bro, like, I don't know if you noticed, like, you said this and that was, and like that caught me one time. When I first started working with Court, not mentoring, but like just like doing a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I had just had a divorce and I was going back and forth through court, and it was doing my child support. And not just there, and he said to me, what happened? I was like, man, they cracked me over the head like I kind of knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, what you going to do? I said, make some more money.
Yeah.
It's a fact. And Kenny, like days later, he was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He was like when you said it, I was like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in my mind, saying that for him, I'm like, no, was angry as hell in that courtroom.
No doubt.
Angry as hell for the 2 days. Then I stopped. I was like, you know something? Ain't nothing you can do about that. It's a dope mindset. But what you gonna do? Like, what's next now? You know what I mean? What's it? I used to have this instructor, man, when I used to shoot. And he used to always have his bracelet on that said win. It said win all over, win. I was like, what? I was like, all right, I gotta ask. All right, what's the win?
He said, "What's important now?" And I was like, "Damn." He was like, "Man, you in a gunfight?" He said, and that's what he was putting it to. He was like, "I'm in a gunfight." He said, I might shoot down one, and like I'm still taking fire, right?" He said, "But why? What's important now? Like, is my gun jammed? Do I have rounds in there? What's important now? What's next?"
Yeah.
And moving on to the next thing. Like, there's gonna be so many barricades and stuff that stop you, and people that don't want you to win, and just bad things in general happen in life. Like, there's no way around some of this stuff. But to process that and to move on to what is also important, like, man, that ability, because sometimes, man, you can fall in a hole and you cannot get out of it. And I think a lot of people.
Bro, I got a question for you on that. I got a question. So you say that bad things happen in life. My question to you is it truly bad if you learn a lesson, if you become better, or you become greater based on that so-called bad thing that happened?
Like I said, definitely still bad. But I mean, that's the mindset of saying, what I'm gonna get out of this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's like I always say, though, like, and when I say more along the lines of death, I always say when death happens, I'll be like, damn, I know there's something I'm gonna get from this, but God damn it, I wish this didn't happen. You know what I mean? But like, but even like I said, losing my parents, losing people, like losing jobs, losing freedom, like using all of these things, I hate it. But I'd be lying to myself if I say that I didn't gain a lesson out of all of those bad things that happened.
Word.
I'll be being disingenuous. Like, all of that stuff taught me a lesson. Did I want to learn it in that way? Hell no.
I respect it. Yeah.
Hell no, I didn't. I wish there was another way for me to learn these things, because I know that sucks. You know what I mean? But like, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a lesson in all of that stuff. Yeah. Like, even stuff that's my fault. You know what I mean? I did that. God damn. I shouldn't have done
the most painful ones. Like, God damn it.
The dude had that win. The dude had that win thing patented and trademarked.
I don't know if he did or not. He's had it on the wristband.
I think I've seen it before, but it's a great reminder.
He was a shooting instructor.
You seen that on a t-shirt?
Yeah. I've heard the phrase several times.
You've seen what's important now win on a t-shirt.
If you want to chase it down and find out it's already copywritten, and, you know,
ask for a friend.
Yeah, bro, that's dope though.
Yeah.
So, because I talk about now, right? So when we talking about mental health and wellness, right? If you focus too much on the past, you're gonna end up being depressed. If you focus too much on the future, it's gonna give you anxiety.
The worst way.
Right? So that's the reason why now it's called the present, because it's really the only thing that exists. Yesterday is yesterday's now. Tomorrow is tomorrow's now. So all of it is a figment of our imagination. And science says that once you look in the past, you either gonna make it better or worse than it actually was. Mentally, that's what we're gonna do.
That's a fact.
Right.
You want to jump in?
Go ahead, Brandon.
I can see it on your face.
Right. Yeah, man. It's up on here, bro.
Y'all cooking or whatever. So throw another cat.
Networking.
Okay.
How do y'all know? And this for everybody. I'm just gonna ask this question and leave it there because I like what direction y'all going. How do you know that you are actually evolving versus losing yourself? Because I mean, folks, you know, I personally have dealt with this myself.
Right.
Where it's like, you know, I've actually thought I was on the path to evolving, and I was actually running away from something or losing myself or not really like buckling down and focusing. You think you're doing everything right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You think you're going through the motions, but you know, and part of that was not having mentorship for me in one way or another when I look at it. At the same time, it was, you know, me just having to keep on living, as you say, to be able to come back to it to figure out, yo, I actually was losing my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For y'all, each one of y'all, all four of y'all, what do you, how do you know to get back on track? How do you know how you know, what's y'all experience with that?
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope, man. So I like to use transparency as a teaching tool. So going into my past, right, before I wrote the book, The 30 Love Laws, I had to go through a divorce and a failed engagement, right? So, man, after I got divorced, I'm like, Oh man, I'm out here. I'm in the streets and I'm for the streets right now, bro. Right. So I'm going in, right? So I'm thinking that I have evolved because now I'm unhinged, right? I don't have this responsibility as to take care of a wife, right? So in my mind, I'm justifying,
Oh, your actions.
oh, it's her
Mhm.
as to the reason why we here.
Right.
So I'm good.
Mm.
But I was losing myself because that's not really where I wanted to be.
Mm.
The results were showing me that. That's not really what I wanted to do. And the results were showing me that. I wasn't really happy.
Mm.
That was the mask of happy that I was choosing in the moment. What I really wanted was for my relationship to work.
Mm.
And it wasn't. Right. So I put that mask on.
Mm.
And bro, it damaged me and I had to pay for it. So the results told me that I wasn't evolving. I was actually losing myself.
Yeah.
So it looked like fun to everybody. Man, we in the club, we popping bottles, bro. It's a party every weekend, different women. Bro, so it's looking good on the outside.
Right.
But bro, I was dying on the inside.
Emptiness.
Right. Absolutely. So that's my case in point right
That's
there.
a great
bro.
one right there. Knowing you wanted it to work out.
Yeah.
Or be in a relationship, a serious one,
right?
But it went completely the opposite. Well, that's strong.
Yeah.
For me, I knew I was on the right path by how I felt. Like you were saying about anxiety and feeling that. Once I felt nothing I was doing was forced, and I was still having an impact on people and on what I was supposed to be accomplishing, I had that alignment. So that part felt like let me know that that's where the evolving was taking place. Because if I start seeing me bounce all over the place and I'm doing this and doing that, I don't feel right. You know what I mean? And that's when I know I'm starting to lose myself. I'm losing it in this moment, and I need to readjust. You know what I mean? I have to use that personal, that interior compass that we have. Once I got back on that, and I was like, and things just started attracting and coming to you, and these opportunities start happening out of nowhere.
Right.
That's how I know, like, okay, now I'm back where I'm supposed to be. So it wasn't. It was other small, minor things that just kept adding up. Like, what the hell is that? No. Why am I having pushback from this person? I never had it from them before. You know, so it's like because I wasn't going in the right direction of what I was supposed to be doing at that particular moment. So that's what it was for me.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's one thing that makes me believe I am, but I will say, like, as far as losing myself, when I feel like I might be, when I feel like I might be going in a different direction, I really just surround myself with a circle of people that will not allow me, will not allow me to.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when people talk about like who you surround yourself with, like, can do so much for you. It's like I just might be around good people. I might be around my brothers, and they not. Yo, you good? Yo, what's going on with you? I know you're not good. I can tell by like what's up. What's up?
Right.
Talk to me. What's up?
Word.
You know what I mean? And they gonna drag it. And I'm like, all right, man, what's going on with this? Well, why are you doing this? You consider this? What about this? Oh, I know somebody. Give me a second. I'm gonna call you right back. You know what I mean? Like those type of people. Like that. If I could just give anybody, if I could give my son or anybody listening, surround yourself with people like that who are going to care what's going on with you. And there is nothing in it for them.
Tribe and village, bro.
There's nothing in it for them. They're not getting nothing out of me. They like, if I fail, they ain't like they gonna fail. Like they want to see you do well.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you're not, it bothers them.
No doubt.
Like, yo, what's up, Will? What's going on with you, bro? Tell me what's up. I see it in your face, bro. I'm not even listening. I'm not listening to the answer you just gave me. What's happening?
Right.
Not to call me and be like, are you good? Yeah, man. You sure? You don't sound like you good.
Come on.
I'm gonna call you back. Like, what am I gonna say? Like, we know each other for too long, bro. Like, and I have like people around me like that, to where, like, even like I said, when I hit my lowest of lows and like those depths, like they're gonna be like, nah, man, I ain't gonna let you stay in that hole, bro. You know what I mean? Somebody gonna put a hand down there and be like, all right, come on, all right, that's enough. Get out of there. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it now, because now they forcing my hand.
Yeah.
People that like will hold you accountable, and not because they want to judge you, because they want to love you.
Absolutely.
Like that's the thing that, like, I'm so thankful and grateful for that, and like in my life, because, bro, everybody done been there. Like everybody, you gonna hit lows, you gonna hit highs. Like it's a roller coaster out here. Like so, but like having people just like around in that circle, that's just they want you to win as much as they want to win.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well,
That's dope.
so, Court.
I can't leave anything for people popping me to get one.
You want some water?
Right.
The wise 29-year-old.
Hey,
Give us that
shit.
game, bro.
Nah, everybody hit everything on the nail, bro. Everybody. I mean,
I would say, bro, at it's so crazy that we have like these spaces now, man. Because like I'm even say 29, but I know in my teens wasn't nobody talking about none of this, bro.
At all.
None of it.
At all, bro.
Like you couldn't, and none of this stuff was a thing. The term mental health for like it's brand new. Motherfuckers, people are just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he retarded.
Yeah.
Don't leave him alone.
they talking about 50-50?
Yeah, like bro, that used to just be a thing. Like they wouldn't know.
Oh, y'all didn't have a 50-50 conversation back then?
Nah.
Lucky y'all.
No, he's talking about relationships.
I don't know what that is.
When men and women go 50-50
Oh.
in relationships, so the men taking care of everything.
All right, stop right there.
We didn't call it that, but we kind of hit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But like, man, it's just so dope that we are able to have these conversations now, man. Because I think like now, like you are evolved.
Right.
Like, this process could have been sped up a little bit had I had this level of mentorship and people around me giving me this from a super young age. Now I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hot headed, so I probably would ignore some of it.
Right.
I'll be honest. I can be honest with myself.
Some?
Yeah, a lot of it.
And the good part about it is you can't unhear something.
Nope.
You can't unhear something. Right. So man, when I was going through my situation, and the other side of the evolution piece is this: having the connection that I have now with my wife, bro, and being on purpose and in purpose. That's always what I wanted. That's always what I was searching for, but I was so beat up that it didn't happen. Bro, I'm just acting out. It was true reaction versus response to stimulus, bro. True reaction
versus response.
Right.
So you want us to we should have a response and not a reaction.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. Response is connected to thought process.
Gotcha. That's what I'm saying earlier.
Right.
Gotcha. Yep.
Where reaction is connected to emotions. Yeah. And when you react emotionally in a moment, majority of the time is going to be the improper action.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm gonna start calling.
Yeah.
Me and my girl are gonna be like, "Yo, you doing such a reaction right now?"
Yeah. Unless you're happy. Right. So unless you're happy, that's why I say majority of the time. Like you can react in a happy way. Right. See, most of us assume that a reaction is connected to negativity, which says how we see the world by and large. Right. So we have to be careful with that. So that's why I say majority of the time, because that's how I know our people are thinking. We're connecting reaction to negativity.
That's a fact.
Right. So it's like triggering, right? When people say they're triggered, we automatically think that it's negative. I'm triggered in a negative way. But happiness hormones have to be triggered too.
as well. Yep.
The 4 happiness hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins have to be triggered. Right? So you never hear people talk about being triggered
in a positive way.
In a positive way.
Now that needs to be a shirt.
Right.
What?
I bet ain't nobody got that.
Talk to me. I'm telling my buddy.
I've never thought of it, but yeah.
Results, the universe will tell you, and you listen to the people around you.
Did your takeaways?
Say it again.
Is that your takeaways? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
I just making sure.
That's game, man. That's game. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Young OG.
Is that what you when you're saying holistic? Because I'm going to ask you this earlier.
Yeah.
Holistic relationship coach.
Yeah.
Is this an example of it, or you sit down with men and women and then go from there?
I sit down with individuals. I sit down with couples, families, and I sit down with businesses, right, that have internal turmoil or they want to go about their business in a more holistic way. So when I'm speaking of holistic, it's with a W in front, right? There's the industrial holistic that takes the W off, which leaves a whole as the root word, a whole.
Yeah.
But when you add the W, it leaves you whole.
As you complete. I see what you're
right.
saying. Yeah.
So the 3 elements of wholeness is spirit, mind, and body in that order. See, they've changed the order And when you change the order, you change the result.
That's a fact.
Right.
Come on.
So you'll hear mind, body, soul, or mind, body, spirit. But spirit creates the mind, and the mind directs the body.
Directs the body. That's a fact. Come on.
Right.
Yes.
So there's an order. Everything in nature, everything in the universe has an order. So as a holistic relationship coach, that means that I must live it. There's a lot of relationship coaches, but I live the teachings or the principles, right, that allow me to be whole. So now I can teach it. Right. So that's the difference. Right. So we see in institutions, like you go get that degree and it says that I know. Not really. or I wouldn't have therapists that I coach.
Yeah.
Right. Now, again, big homies have to have big homies.
Facts.
Right. Coaches have to have coaches, but it's for fine tuning. Right. It's not because I can't get a thing to work and I'm teaching somebody else that this is how you get a thing to work. Right. Because some of my clients, they're like, bro, how do you get this to work? I'm like, because I studied it to the point to where I'm able to live it principally. That's what it is. So I can't teach people how to have great, happy, healthy, productive relationships if my house is a wreck.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm serious about it, bro.
Yeah. No, it's definitely coming through. But I just wanted you to break it down because I was like, I figured that's what you meant when you say holistic with the W in front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's that word alone is very powerful.
Absolutely.
But I just, with what we consider, and like Court was saying, 50-50 arguments that people see online and things like that. That's why I was asking, is it mostly
balloon popping? We going
Oh man. Oh man, we gotta talk about balloon pop another time. But and what an ego constructive. All right, let me stop. So the whole point of this, that's why I was like, okay, I wanted you to explain what it was, because I know we have most of our listeners. They know we don't talk about a lot of the negative stuff that goes on. Not for long, anyway.
Yeah.
So it's important for them to see like there's different levels to it, because we talk about, like I said, the things that we learn and that we share with other people, but that actual title, holistic relationship coaches, is strong.
Yeah.
It's strong.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, par. We got to do some more, because I wanted us 2 minutes. If we can, actually, you know what? We can't even do that in 2 minutes, because I wanted to talk about Sonia Massey, but that's like not a 2-minute conversation.
Oh wow. Yeah.
You want to move some furniture in here?
All right.
That was all right.
Oh man.
You stop and think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now you want to. Now you don't said it now. Now you don't put it in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I kind of did that on purpose.
All right, 2
But,
minutes. 2 minutes.
we can't wrap it up in 2 minutes.
straight.
All right, look, let's take this angle. Let's do this angle with it then, if we can. Since we have other people that, kids, friends, mentees, other adults, have y'all spoken to them about what happened with Sonia Massey being killed?
Yes.
How did that conversation go?
Oh man, it went well, man. I speak on these types of things all the time as a community activist. So one of the things that I often talk about is that we have to establish our coalition, right? We have to establish our tribe that protects us in an immediate situation, right? So we have to have our own resources, right? Because see, when we call them up, we know what has happened. We've seen it time and time again. Right. So with us seeing certain things, we have to know that we're calling a certain thing into play. We're calling this thing into our life. Right. So when you put something out into the universe, there's something that's going to come back. Right. So like I have a conversation like this with my wife. If something goes on, your first call ain't 911. Your first call is me. Then I have a lineup of homies. We weapons train. We ex-military, right? There is an ex-cop right at the end of our block. So we have an incubation system that protects us most immediately. Right. So this is putting something else on the minds of our people. Right. So we absolutely, tribe and village is putting something else on their mind. So they're like, oh, this is the only thing I can do. No, we got options.
Yeah. Most of the time I agree. unfortunately not yet to that point
Sure.
where the infrastructure or the incubation hasn't built out.
Mhm.
What would you say to people who feel like, I just moved here,
Mhm.
young lady came here for, I don't know, start a new career.
Okay.
She graduated from NYU.
Mhm.
No family here,
Okay.
no friends, and then is in an emergency situation.
Mhm.
What would you, or is there something that we can?
Sure. So what I encourage people to do is when you touch down, find out what organizations are around you.
Mm.
Find out who's around you. Or you put yourself in a situation where you are vulnerable,
Mm.
right? So the whole thing, my brother, is education.
Mm.
Right. So if you keep putting yourself in a space to where you are a loner, that means that you are somebody without a tribe. Your most immediate thing when you touch down in a new space is to say, who is my tribe? Right. The people that are in the space where you're leaving, they need to know your whereabouts, and it's almost like a handoff.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So we have to be thinking in that mode.
Yeah.
Like that's what the universe is showing us.
Right.
That's what these circumstances keep showing us, but we keep trying to say, nah, so I'm gonna find a way to trust them. No,
I don't mean to laugh, but that is the
this
mindset.
is not really what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be different with
For
me.
me,
How, Sway?
don't make sense.
Right.
Don't make sense.
Right. So we have to move different. We got to educate different. There are resources here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially in Atlanta. Like I was a part of a documentary called Living in a Renaissance.
Okay.
That's on Tubi now.
Shout out to me.
Absolutely. So and then we finished our second one that defines masculinity. It's called Bro That's Gay. Right?
Okay.
So what we are talking about is how masculinity looks,
Mm-hmm.
how our tribe and village look, how it can look. What's going on here? Atlanta has the blackest city in America.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we need a systematic process to protect us when there's so many of us?
Tracks. Yeah, it's the same argument I've been having for a while. Well, not argument, but discussion. Because a lot of times, this is my takeaway, not even takeaway, but it's the action item. What I tell people before I personally will tell somebody I love and care about the Dakota Police, and I'm not around.
Mhm.
They need to change the institution that the police stands on and what it's created from. Which what I always say is my other most common used word. It always goes back to slavery.
Absolutely.
And they be like, oh, how does everything go back to slavery? Because it does in this country.
Yeah.
And the further they try to take us away from that knowledge and understanding what the mindset is of what the police was created for and the fraternity police and how they target us and how they make their money and they profit off of us. Until that gets addressed and changed, I'm not trusting the police. And I know police officers.
Yeah. They were overseers and slave catchers. Period.
That's it.
That's when it's to protect and serve, they ain't talking about us.
No.
Like these are the facts. The shield is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That was their original job. So what they would do is they would bring whoever they would catch back to the plantation and beat them within an inch of their life, or they would kill them and string them up so the other slaves could see.
Yep.
That is the history of that shield.
Yep.
So a lot of us are just uninformed,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we have to see what this thing really is.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, has a lot really changed?
Right.
That's the
It's to protect and serve property.
The actual definition, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the actual definition.
Yeah. For y'all,
Officer and overseer.
Yeah.
Right. So we were looked at as property,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Mhm.
property of who? So that's who they're protecting and serving.
Yep.
Right. So that's never changed. Right. There hasn't been a reorganization or redefinition or redesignation.
Right.
Right. So we have to understand exactly what this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now the officer that's on the end of my block, he said I had to take that uniform off.
Mm.
He said I didn't like what it was doing to me.
Wow.
This comes from someone who was a New York City police officer in Hell's Kitchen.
Mm.
Right. So hearing this type of stuff, I got homies that's been officers all around this country.
Mm.
Right. Because I'm ex-military.
Right.
So I connect for so we would do combat arms training and stuff like that, right? Just to have conversation. Like some people would play golf, like we would have combat arms training, right?
Stay sharp.
Just to connect, right? Right. So So that would be a thing that we would do, and they would all have similar stories. Now, when I hear people say, well, all officers are not like that, there's some with good hearts, and you're absolutely correct.
Mhm.
But they have a shield and an institution that they work for.
Yep.
What does that shield say? What does that institution say?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So there will come a point to where whether or not you're good is going to be called into play, and you're going to have to choose a side of the line.
Yep. And
There will come a point.
and they will try to castrate them if they choose the other side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So you are going to have to show your loyalty to that shield.
Mhm.
And that's what we've been seeing over and over and over again
Mhm.
in these instances. How many times have you seen a brother that's right there as somebody's knee is on somebody else's neck
Right.
or their throat
Right.
or their back? Sister or brother.
Mhm.
How many times have you seen that?
Too many to count.
Right?
Yeah.
So the question eventually becomes, are they good?
Mm.
So I know what they used to be. But if you can allow that, it's just like I explained to you with that young brother on the other side of that pump. I could not just go in the store and my wife like, baby. So I'm like, but we good.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't have no fear with this stuff.
Mm.
Like I've been facing death in the streets ever since I was a teenager.
Mm.
That don't scare me now.
Right.
Right? Because the legacy gonna live on.
Mm.
Right? So you have to, at some point, we got to answer to a higher principle.
Mm.
It has to be something that's greater than us, right? If you're in a service space, right? There's too many people that see me as a leader in the community or what have you. Now, whether I accept that or not is another story.
Mm.
I think I'm just doing something that needs to be done.
Right. Indeed.
This is a great episode.
Y'all got anything?
Oh man, I made it quiet. Man.
Play FTP by MW.
All right, well, let's wrap it then. Before we get out of here, y'all got anything going on this weekend?
Oh man, I'm chilling, man.
Still Leo season, baby. Come on now. I'm gonna holler at you.
Talk to you. Chris said I need to go over.
Dude, I guess no, but have my baby this weekend. Just I'm gonna have a recap of how my son's first week went. And my daughter starts. And my daughter starts Thursday.
She starts Thursday. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Thursday.
I don't know why they do that, but anyway, I'm gonna stay focused. Court, what about you? Leo season.
Holler at me.
Oh, well said.
Young OG.
Sincere, tell us again the name of the book because we didn't even get into that.
Yeah, man, the 30 Love Laws,
30
man.
Love
The
Laws.
30 Love Laws. It's a labor of love for my community, man. We keeping marriages together. We having people believe in union again. And we giving people the game.
Mm.
We giving people the game. Me and my wife, we're not just married, we're happily married. We're doing this work together.
Finally.
And we're making it look fly.
That's what's
right?
up.
Because that's exactly what it is, man. As a man, you need your queen so you can reach your highest levels. And you will not reach your highest levels without your queen. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do,
Mm.
right? So that's a fact. And for queens alike, right? For you to reach your highest level, you need that king.
Mm.
All right, to cover those blind spots, bro. That's what we're doing with the 30 Love Laws. The audio version is out. You can get that directly from me where you hear my wife actually on there, right? To where I'm interviewing her so you can hear her game, right? So bro, we doing it, man.
That's what's up.
We living it. We leading from the front and we doing it unapologetically, bro.
That's beautiful. Is there because you got, like you said, I was taking notes if y'all gonna be typing.
Yeah.
Is there a central place that people should go to find out about the documentaries, about the book, about seeing you out more? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, tap in with me, bro. Just like I said, man, we family over here, bro. I give out my phone number, bro. You can tap in with me, man, through Instagram, IG, Sincere.
Okay.
And you can
That's
see
the main
everything
place.
from the book. Yeah.
Sincere.
Yeah,
okay.
man. You got the lineup. You got the link tree.
Yeah.
So I share my number. You DM me.
Yeah.
Bro, we going to connect for real.
We could work. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful thing, man. Network King, thank you again for making the connection. Out here doing great production work. Shout out Animal House. I know we got to go. Our partners in this game always looking out for us. Happy birthday to James. He had Leo too. His birthday was last week, man. But I think we're good. Oh shoot, my normal rundown. Wednesday night, back at Burn Lounge at the Battery Park, 8 8 p.m. to 12 midnight Thursday, right back at Burn for Ladies Night. I think that's what I got. No, I got a couple private events this weekend, so we can't talk about that. We got a couple other big announcements coming up next week, but we're gonna wait on that. But yeah, the way we end the show.
Word.
And Brandon loves this part too. We go 3, 2, 1, and then we say Europe, and that's our sign off.
True New York.
In true New York
fashion.
It's that's what it is. You ready?
Born. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.